Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Emlyn Theater. The management would like to remind you of the following. Please take a moment to turn off all cell phones and pagers. There's absolutely no food or drink permitted in the theater. Taking flash photography or recording this performance for commercial use is strictly prohibited. Parents of performers, please meet your children in the lobby, not in the dressing rooms after the show. Now sit back and enjoy the semi-royal Shakespeare companies as you like it.
To me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. The newspapers shout and new style is growing, but they don't know if it's coming or going. There is faction, there is fact. Some is good, some is bad, and the joke is rather sad that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. And I've seen it before, and I'll see it again. Yes, I've seen it before, that it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion, bequeathed me, by will, but poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jacques he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit, but for my part he keeps me here rustically at home. Or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkempt. For call you that keeping of a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better. But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth. For the which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. Besides this nothing he so plentifully gives me, the something nature has given me his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, which grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Here comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed, and be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Very well, sir, here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in that gentle condition of blood you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you are the firstborn, but the same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you, albeit I confess your coming before me is near to his reverence.
What boy?
Come, little brother, you are too young in this.
Well, don't lay hands on me, villain.
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. If thou wert not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other hand pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient. For your father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go, I say.
Not till I please, you shall hear me.
My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg? When that is spent, well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master, he would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Holla, woman!
Calls your worship.
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
He is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good night, your worship.
Good, Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no new news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is, the old Duke has been banished by his younger brother, the new Duke. And 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him. Their lands and revenues enrich the new Duke. Therefore, he gives him good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no. The Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, they being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her in exile or died to stay behind her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never two ladies loved as they did.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's already in the Forest of Arden, and many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and there they fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden World.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Very do I, sir, and I came hither to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly, to understand that your younger brother Orlando had the disposition to come against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he who escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit himself well. Your younger brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honor if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, that you might stay him from his intendance, or brook such disgrace in him, well as he shall run into, and that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of thy brother's purpose herein, and have labored to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger. And thou wert best look to it, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself on thee, he will practice against thee with poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him, but I should anatomize him to thee as he is. I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If he ever go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. And so, God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him. For my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled, and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, and especially of my own people who know him best, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now will go about.
Banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasures.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst still been with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I'll forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have, and truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry. From henceforth I will cause and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love? Oh, marry, I prithee do, to make sport with all, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport neither, than with the safety of pure blush thou mayst in honor come off again. Though nature hath given us wit to flood at fortune, hath thou fortune sent us this fool to cut off the argument? How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father now.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that, you fool?
Of a certain knight who swore by his honor that the mustard, that they were good pancakes, and swore by his honor that the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good, and yet not was the knight forswore.
How prove you that in a great heap of your knowledge?
Now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had it. Or if he had, he had sworn away before he saw those pancakes. All that mustard.
I prithee, who is it that thou mean?
One that old Frederick, your father loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough to speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
'Tis more pity that fools may not speak wisely when wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show.
Oh, princess!
Here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
Mouth full of news.
Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
You're a princess. You've lost much in sport.
Sport of what color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Well said. That was laid on with the trowel.
You amaze me, lady. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you've lost the sight of.
Yeah, tell us the manner of wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end. For the best is yet to do, and here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler. But Charles in a moment threw him down, breaking 3 of his ribs. And so Charles served the 2nd. And Charles served the 3rd. Yonder they lie. The poor old man, their father, making such pitiful dole upon them that all beholders take part in their weeping.
Alas.
But what is the sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Well, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. 'Tis the first time that ever I heard breaking of ribs to be sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
Yet is there any else longs to see this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cuz?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling. And they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam, even he.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur
Well,
Lebeau.
do the challenger! The princess called you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princesses. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your safety and to give over this attempt.
Do, young sir, your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I pray you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if I be foiled, there is but one shamed who is never gracious. If killed, but one dead who is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I am nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to echo hers.
Farewell, pray heaven I be deceived in you.
May your heart's desires be with you.
Come. Where is this young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath been in a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warn you, Grace, you shall not entreat him to a second that have so mightily dissuaded him from a first.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Hercules, be thy speed, young man!
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord!
Bear him away.
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world did esteem thy father honorable, but I did find him mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hadst told me of another father.
Were I my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son. Would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears unto entreaties ere he should have thus ventured.
Let us go thank and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved if you keep your promises in love, but justly as you have kept all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Fare you well.
Fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you?
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
Upon my tongue. I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Or Charles or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir.
Good sir.
I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love, but such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you've done. The Duke is humorous. What he is more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, and pray you, tell me which of the two was the daughter of the Duke that was here at the wrestling.
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the taller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you of late, this Duke hath taken much displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues, but pity her for her good father's sake. And On my life, his malice against the lady will soon break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more knowledge of you.
I rest much bound to you. Fare you well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from a tyrant duke to a tyrant brother. But oh, heavenly Rosaline.
Why, cousin? Why, Rosalind? If you would have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
But is all this for your father?
Oh no, some of it is for my child's father. How full of briars is this working day world?
Come, wrestle with thy affections.
They take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
But turning these just out of service, let us now talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking for old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him. For my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
Faith, hate him not for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that, and do you love him because I do?
Here comes the Duke, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If that I hold intelligence or have acquaintance with my known desires, if that I do not dream or be not frantic, then never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
If your mistrust cannot make me a traitor, tell me wherein the likelihood depends.
Thou art thou father's daughter, there's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Aye, Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else she had with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure, your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, so am I.
She is too subtle for thee. And her smoothness, very patience, and her silence speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor, and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee. Be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No? Hath not? Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth me that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No, let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take thy change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself, and leave me out.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like you do, so shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
But were it not better, though I am more than common strong, that I did suit me all points, like a man.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
Well, I'll have no worse a name than Joe's own page, therefore, look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called? something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but alien. Aliena! But cousin, what if we essay to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? He'll go along over the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
They made up their minds and they started packing. They left before the sun came up that day. An exit to eternal summer slacking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking.
Can it be possible that no man saw them?
Oh, you know, we saw
It cannot be!
Right.
Some villains of my quarter of consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot think of any that see her. The ladies, the attendants of her chamber, saw her abed, and in the morning early found the bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lord, the Roynish clown, at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh, is also missing.
Hesperia, the princess's gentlewoman, confesses that she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but late foil the sinewy Charles, and she believes, wherever they have gone, that youth will surely be in their company.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring him to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
I can't stand the rain against my window. You're bringing back sweet memories. Hey, window pane.
My young master, oh my sweet master, oh my gentle master, oh you memory of old Sir Roland. Why, what make you here? Why are you virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant? Why would you be so bound to overcome the bonny prizer of the humorous duke? Know you not, master, to some kind of men their graces serve them but as enemies. What's the matter? Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors, within this roof, the enemy of all your graces lives, your brother. No brother, yet the son. Yet not the son. I will not call him son. Of him I was about to call his father. I've heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. If he fail at that, he will have other means to cut you off. I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whether, so you come not here.
What, wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Nay, I will rather subject me to the mouths of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire which I did save unto your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse when service in my old limbs lie lame and underguarded age and corners thrown. Take that, and he that doth the ravens feed, yea, providently cages for the sparrow. And take comfort to mine age. Here is the gold, all this I give you, let me be your servant. Though I may look old, yet I am strong and lusty, for in my youth I never did apply hot and rebellious liquors in my blood. Therefore my age is as winter, frosty but kindly. Let me go with you, and I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man, how well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world. Thou art not for the fashion of these times, when none will sweat but for promotion. We'll go along together, and ere we've thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled blow content.
Master, go on, and I'll follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. Fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
Oh, Lord, trouble so hard.
Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Went down.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Here feel we not the penalty of Adam, the season's difference, as the icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in the trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we kill us some venison? Oh, and yet it irks me that poor dabbled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines with forked heads have their round haunches gored.
Yes, yes, my lord. The melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and swears in that kind you do more usurp than doth your brother that have banished you.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize this spectacle?
Oh, yes, into 1,000 similes. First, for his weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he. Thus, most invectively, he pierced through the body of country, city, court, yea, and of this our very life, swearing we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright the animals and to kill them up in their signed and native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I will bring you to him straight.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits.
I care not for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman, but I must comfort the weaker vessel, therefore courage, good Alligator.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you.
Oh. Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye. Now I am in Arden, the more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
Be so, good Touchstone. Oh, look you who comes here. A young man and an old in solemn talk.
That is the way to make a strong still.
Oh, Corin, thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess, for I too once loved.
No, Corin, Beagle, thou canst not guess. Oh, in thy youth thou was a true lover, as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure as I think, did never man love trouble. How many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Oh, into 1,000. Did I forget?
Oh, but thou hast never loved so heartily. If thou rememberest not the slightest folly which love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearying thy ear in thy mistress' praise, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my pestilence makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, baby!
Alas, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And I mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone and bid him take that for coming a knight. To Jane's smile. And I remember the kissing of her battler, and the cow's dugs which her pretty chapped hands had milked. And I remember the wooing of Pisacard instead of her, from whom I took 2 cards, and upon giving her them again said with weeping tears, wear these, and I say, we that are true lovers run into strange cases, but as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature in love, mortal in folly.
Thou speaks wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, I'll ne'er beware of my own wit,
Ooh.
till I break my shins against it.
Jove, Jove, that shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Hollow, you clown.
Peace, fool, he's not thy kinsman.
Who calls? Oh, your betters, sir. Else are they very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to your friend.
Oh, and to you, good sir, to you all.
I pray you, if that love or gold is in this desert place by entertainment, take us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel, much oppressed and faints. For succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for mine own, my fortunes could relieve her. But I am shepherd to another man, and do not share the fleeces that I crave. My master's of churlish disposition, and little recks to find his way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his coat, his frock, and bounds of feet are now on sale. So come with me, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
What is he that shall buy his flock and pasture?
Oh, that young swain you saw but erewhile, that little cares for buying anything.
Prithee, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend my wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Surely, the thing is to be sold. Come with me if you like upon report. The soil, the profit, this kind of life. I will your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
discourteously, and I have loved you so long, delight.
More, I prithee, more.
It will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
I thank it more, I prithee more. I can suck melancholy from a song as a weasel sucks eggs.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. Come, another stanza. Call you them stanzas?
What you will, Monsieur.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself.
Well, then if I ever thank any woman, I'll thank you. Come sing, and you that will not, hold your tongues.
The Duke will drink under this tree. He has been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is much too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, but I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, warble, come.
Well, I will pray to God on high, that thou constancy mayest see. Before I die, thou wilt vouchsafe to love me. Prince.
I'll give you a verse of this note I wrote yesterday in despite of my invention.
And I'll sing it.
Thus it goes. Me, me, me. If it should come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his wealth beneath, a stubborn will to please. Duke dame, 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 Duke dame. Here shall he see grows fools as he, and if he will come to me. Here shall he see grows fools as he, and if he will come to me. Here shall he see grows fools as he, and if he will come to me.
What's that you doubting?
Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. There's a fool. Nathan, I will go sleep if I can. If I cannot, then I will rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
Bah!
I'll sleep.
I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is
Dear master, I can go no further.
Why not now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If there be anything savage in this uncouth forest, I'll either be food for it or bring it for food to thee. Cheerily, good Adam.
Be transformed into a beast. For I can nowhere find him like a man.
He is but even now gone hence. Here was he merry, hearing of a song.
Oh, if he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him. Tell him I would speak with him. He saves her labor by his own approach. Why, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? You look terrible.
Okay. A fool! I met a fool! Oh, motley world! Oh, miserable world! As I do live by food, I met a fool! Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke, and looking on it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see how the world wags. Within an hour since it was 9, with 1 hour more it will be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a When I did hear the fool this moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer. That fool should be so deep contemplative, and I did laugh. Sans intermission, an hour by his dial. Oh, noble fool, worthy fool, Motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier and swears if lady young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, the likes which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
Sir, give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the ill body of the infected world. Well, that is, if you'll patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee, I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What would I do for a counter but good?
Most mischievous sin and chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine. A pimp, and all the embossed sores and headed evils that thou hast with license of free foot caught, wouldst thou disgorge into the general world.
Forbear and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt, not till necessity be served.
What kind should this cock come on?
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in thy civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath pained for me the show of smooth civility. Yet I am inland bred and know some nature. But forbear, I say! He dies that touches any of this food till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die. Bang. Oh, bang, bang.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost died for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently? Pardon me, I thought all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever Ben Mervell hath knolled the church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, and know what 'tis to pity, and be pitied, then let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in which hope I blush and hide my gun.
True it is that we have seen better days.
Amen.
And have with holy bell been knolled to church.
Amen.
And sat at good men's feasts.
Amen.
And therefore, sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we may have, that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then but forbear your food a little while. There's an old man in the forest who after me hath many a weary step limped in pure love. Till he be first sufficed, I will not touch a bit.
Go find him out. We will waste nothing till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents many more woeful pageant than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage. All the men and women merely players. Well, they have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous and armed, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubbled reputation even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, in fair round belly and good cape and lined, eyes severe and beard a formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so, he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, the world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness, mere oblivion. Son's teeth, son's eyes, son's taste, son's everything.
Welcome! Set down your venerable burden and let him be.
I thank you most for him.
So as you need, I scarce can speak to thank you for myself. Welcome, fall too. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some good music, and cousin, sing.
C'est tout, mamie, c'est tout, ça
good Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully were, and as mine eye doth his effigies witness, most truly limned and living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. The residue of your fortune, go to my cave and tell me. Oh, good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is. Take him by the arm. Give me your hand. Let me all your fortunes understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a 10-minute intermission.
dangerous. Open up your head, feel the show shot. This is dangerous. I walk through my fields and watch your head rock.
Sir, that cannot be! But were I not the better part named Mercy, I should not seek an absent argument of my revenge, thou present. But look to it. Find out thy brother wheresoever he is. Seek him with candle. Bring him dead or living within this 12 month, or turn thou no more to seek the living in our territory. Thy lands, and all things that thou dost call thine worth seizure, do we seize into our hands till thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain now. Push him out of doors and let my officers of such nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this suddenly and turn him going.
My thoughts on character. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree. The fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
How log you this shepherd's life, Master Touchdown?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. In respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. In respect that it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect that it is not in the court, it is very tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well. But as there is no plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more, but better know the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. And if he that wants money means and content is without three good friends. That the property of rain is to wet and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep. And that a great cause of the night is lack of the sun. And if either doth learn their wit by art or nature, may complain of good breeding, or else comes from a very dull kindred.
Such a one was a natural philosopher. Was ever in court, shepherd? Then thou damned.
Oh nay, I hope.
Truly, thou art damned like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
We're not being caught, your reason?
Why, if thou never wast in court, thou never sawest good manners. If thou never sawest good manners, thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in parlous state, shepherd.
Yes, you know, those that have good manners in the court are as ridiculous in the country as those that have good manners in the court are unstoppable in the country. You told me, you know, salute to the court, but you kiss the hands. That kind of courtesy would be uncleanly. Of course, yes, we shall.
Instance. One instance.
Why is the hand I use in that velvet, you know, I grease?
Why, your courtier's hands not sweat, and is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shallow, shallow. A better instance, I say.
Oh, you have too courtly with me, that shall not rest.
Wilt thou rest down? God be with you, shallow man. God make incision in me. Thou art raw.
Sir, I'm a true labourer. I am that I eat. I get that I wear. I own no man hate. And I envy no man's happiness. And the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
It's another simple synonym. To bring the ewes and rams together, and to offer to get your living by the copulation of cattle, to be born of a bellwether, and betray a she-lamb of a 12 months to a crooked-pated old cuckly ram, out of all reasonable match. Thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself shall have no shepherds. I cannot see how thou shouldst escape.
Oh, here comes our master enemy, my new mistress brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, though all the world bears Rosalind. all the picture's fairest lines are but black to Rosaline. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosaline.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together, for a taste. If a heart do lack a hind, so be sure will Rosaline. If the cat will after kind, let him seek out Rosaline. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosaline. They that reap must sheaf and bind, then to caught with Rosaline. Sweetest nut hath sourest rind, such a nut is Rosaline. He that sweetest rose must find love's prick and Rosaline. Oh, this is a very false gallop of verses. What? Back yourself with them.
Peace, you dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree gives bad fruit.
Peace. Here comes my sister. Reading. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled. No tongues I'll hang on every tree that shall civil sayings show. But upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite. Having wit and little show. How now, back friends? Shepherd, go off a little, go with him, sirrah.
And come, Shepherd, let us make honorable little treat. Not with bag and baggage, but with scrip and scrippage.
You don't hear these verses? But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came, for look here what I found in a palm tree.
Troy, who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck?
I prithee who?
Is it possible?
I prithee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that out of all moving.
Goes my complexion. Dost thou think, though I'm comparatively like a man, that I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? Prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly. It is young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels, and your heart in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking, speak sad brow and true maid. In faith, cause 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando. Oh, alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou saw'st him? What said he? How looked he? Where and went he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? Oh, how pardoned he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size.
But doth he know that I am in this forest and in man's apparel?
I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn, furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous. He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden, now brings me out of tune.
Dost thou not know I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Soft, come to my ear.
Tis he, good fire.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had as lief been myself alone.
And so could I. But for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let us meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their bark.
I pray you mar no more of my verses by reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress, the world, and all our misery?
I will chide no man in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I would not exchange for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
By my troth, I was looking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall see him.
There I shall see my own figure.
Which I take to be a fool.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
Him like a saucy lackey, and under that Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well, what would you?
Afraid What is it o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There is no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Your accent is something more refined than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I've been told so of many, but indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was, in his youth, an inland man. One that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I've heard him read many lectures against it, and I, thank God, I am not a woman. To be touched with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another as halfpence are, every one fault seeming monstrous, till his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee recount some of them.
I will not cast away my physic, but on those who are sick. There is a man haunts the forest that abuses our young plants of carving Rosalind on their bodies, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all for deifying the name Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I'd give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the fever of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaked, I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love. In which cage of brushes, I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. Then, your hose should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it? No. You would sooner make her that you love believe it. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to you, by the white hand of Rosaline, I am he.
But are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness. And I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. But the reason they're not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess to curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and come every day to my court, and woo me. At which time would I, being but a moonish youth, would now like him, now loathe him, now entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him, that I brave my suitor from a mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which is to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook, merely monastic. And thus, I cured him, and in this way do I take it upon myself to wash your liver clean as a sound sheep's heart, and there shall not be one spot of love on it.
I would not be cured.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and woo me!
Now by the faith of my love, I will.
Will you go?
With all my heart, will you?
No, you must call me Rosalind. Will you go, sister?
And how, Aldrin? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple features content you?
Your features, Lord warrant us, but features.
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the Goths.
Oh, knowledge ill inhabited, worse than Job in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor his good wit seconded by the forward child, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room.
Huh?
I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning. And lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry, it may be said, as lovers they do feign.
Oh, do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do, truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard-favored. For honesty, coupled to beauty, is to have honey, a sauce to sugar.
I am a material fool. Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast honesty upon a foul slut, or to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Praise be the gods, but I am foulness. The sluttishness may come hereafter, but be it as it may, I will marry thee. To that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who has promised to meet me in here in the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. A man may, if you have a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt. For here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but horn beasts. But what though? As horns are odious, they are necessary. It is said many a man knows no ends of his goods. Right, many a man has good horns and knows no ends of them. Well, that's the dowry of his wife. 'Tis none of his own getting. Horns. Oh, here comes Sir Oliver. Oh. Sir Oliver Martex. You are very well met. Will you dispatch us here under the tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there no one here to give thee woman?
I will not take your own gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed, I'll give her. Oh!
Good evening, good master. What you got? Ah, I am very glad to see you. I got it for your last company. Ah, give me joy in hand, dear sir. Nay, pray thee be covered.
Will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church where a good priest can tell you what marriage is. Listen, but join you as they join together wainscot, then one of you will put a shrunk panel, and I agree with you.
I am not in the mind, but I would better to be married of this man than of another. For he is not like to marry me well. And not being well married would be good reason to hereafter leave my wife.
Proceed with me. Let me counsel thee.
Come apace, good Audrey, we must be married or must live in barter. Very well, Sir Oliver. Now, old brave Oliver, oh sweet Oliver, let me not behind me.
This is no matter. Ne'er fantastical knave of them all shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep. Do I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
Why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright that he was.
Was, is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. They are both the confirmers of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest on the Duke your father.
I met the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what package I was, and I told him of as high as he, so he laughed and let me go, but What talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Who comes here?
Mr. Zinasta, you've often inquired after the shepherd that complained of love, who you saw sitting by me on the turf by down while, praising the proud disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
Oh, if you'll see a pageant truly played, between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain, go hence a little, I shall conduct you if you'll mark it.
Come, let us remove the sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Take us to the sight, and you shall say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner whose heart the accustomed son of death makes hard falls not the axe upon the humble neck, but first begs pardon. When your sterner beating he that leaves and dies by bloody fangs.
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye? 'Tis pretty sure and very probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on enemies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart. And if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to say mine eyes are murderers. Now should the wound mine eye hath made in thee, scratch thee but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it. Lean upon a rush, the cicatrice and capable impressure thy palm some moment keeps. But now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not. For I am sure that there is no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Sweet Phoebe, if ever has that ever made me near you, if ever has that ever made me near you, meet in some fresh pace the power of fancy. Then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows did make.
But till that time, come thou not near me. And when the time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, but pity me not. As till that time I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? But, though you have no beauty, as by my faith, I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than the ordinary of nature's sail work. Odds my little life, I think she means to take a run on. No, think, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brow, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can obtain my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd! Wherefore do you follow her like foggy south, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a proper man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. Ah, good mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees, and thank heaven. If I must tell you further in your ear, sell when you can, you are not for all market. Cry the man mercy, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So, take her to thee, shepherd, fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide here together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man do.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as that which she answers him with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Mistress, why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not. fall in love with me. For I'm falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Come, sister, will you go? Shepherd, ply her heart. Come, sister, shepherdess, look on him better and be not proud. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he.
Dead shepherd, now I find thy saw of might. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe.
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Whatever sorrow his relief would be, if you do sorrow at my grief in love, my giving love, your sorrow and my grief will both be exterminated.
Thou hast, my love. Is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Why, thou recovers Silvius. The time was that I hated thee, and yet it is not that I bear thee love, but since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which erst was irksome to me, I will endure, and I'll employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I am such a poverty of grace that I shall think it a most plenteous crop to glean the broken ears after a man that the main harvest reaps. Dear Phoebe, lose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him oft. He hath bought the cottage and the bounds that the old harlot once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, and yet he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did heal it up. He is not very tall, yet for his years he's tall. His leg is but so-so, and yet 'tis a well. There was a pretty redness in his lip, a little riper and more lusty red than that which in his cheek. 'Twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and the mingled damask. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? He said mine eyes were black and my hair black, and now I remembered scorned at me. I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Omittance is no offense. I'll write you a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Silvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I will be bitter with him in passing short. Go with me, Silvius.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing. It is good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, it is good to be a post.
I have not the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musicians, which is fantastical, nor the courtiers, which is proud, nor the soldiers, which is ambitious, nor the lawyers, which is politic, nor the ladies, which is nice, nor the lovers, which is all these. But it is a melancholy of mine own, compounded of many symbols, extracted from many objects, and indeed the sundry contemplation of my travels, in which my rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness.
By my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I had rather a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
And God be with you, if you talk in thine verse.
Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and you serve me such another trick. Never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
And I am your Rosalind. But come, woo me.
Woo me, for now I am in a holiday hubris, like enough to consent.
What will you say to me now? And I were your very, very Rosalind.
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be speaking of her.
Well, then in her person I say I will not have you.
I would not have my right Rosalind with this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind to the more coming on disposition. Come, sister, you shall be the priest, and marry us. I cannot say the words. You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Will you, Orlando, go to?
How long would you have her after you possessed her?
For a day.
Say a day without the ever known. Orlando men are April when they woo, December when they wed, maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are made wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a barbering cock pigeon over his hen, more jealous than a parrot against rain, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain, and that when thou art inclined to sleep. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art inclined to be merry.
But will Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
No, but she's wise.
Or else she cannot have the wit to do this.
For these 2 hours, dear Rosalind, I must leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack you 2 hours.
I must attend your good dinner. By 2 o'clock I'll be with thee then.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I thought no less. 2 o'clock is your hour. By my troth, if you break 1 jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy hurry-call Rosalind. Therefore, beware your censure and keep my promise.
With no less wisdom than if that were indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love prate. We must have your doublet and hose plucked over your head to show the world what the bird hath done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz, if thou didst know how many fathom deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My love hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather bottomless. As fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
I'll tell thee, Aliena, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find his shadow and sigh till he come.
And I'll sleep.
My errand is for you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess by her stern brow and waspish action which it induced of writing of it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, for I am but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself was startled at this letter and played a swagger. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were a man as rare as Phoenix. Oh, Shepherd, while I say this is a letter of your own device.
No! I protest I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
Come, you are a fool and turned in the extremity of love. This is a man's invention in his hand. Phoebe never did invent this letter.
Yes, it is hers.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and a cruel style for challengers. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, for I have never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebe's me, mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turn that a maiden's heart hath birth? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Why, thy Godhead laid apart, warst thou with a woman's heart. Did you ever hear such railing? Whilst the eye of man did woo me, that would do no vengeance to me, meeting me a beast. Will the faithful offer take of me, and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? Well, I see love hath made thee a tame snake. So go your ways to her and say this to her. If she love me, I charge her to love thee. Now, if you be a true lover, hence and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, do you know where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream. Left on your right hand leads you to the place. But at this hour the house doth keep itself. There is none within.
If then I may profit by a tongue, then I should know you by description. Such garments and such ears. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman taller and browner than her brother. Are you not the owners of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked to say that we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to the youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody handkerchief. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, if you will know of me, what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return again within an hour, and, pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo it befell. Under an old oak whose boughs were mossed with age, a wretched, ragged man, overgrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. Around his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who, with her head nimble in threats, approached the opening of his mouth. But suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glass did slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade a lioness lay crouching, head on ground, with cat-like watch when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that doth seem as dead. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might do so, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando did he leave him their food to the socked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back on purpose so, but kindness, nobler than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Was it you that did so often contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody handkerchief.
By and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, tears are recounted and most kindly bade. As to how I came into that desert place, in brief, he led me before the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly under his cave. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm, the lioness had torn away some flesh, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon his Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wound, and after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this handkerchief, dyed in blood, unto the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Oh. Cousin! Ganymede! Sweet Ganymede!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Cousin! Ganymede!
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home.
We'll lead you thither. Pray you take him by the arm.
Be of good cheer, youth. You a man. You lack a man's heart.
I do so. I confess it, but do commend my counterfeiting to him.
This was not counterfeit. There was too great testimony in your complexion that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart, and counterfeit to be a man.
I do so, for I should have been a woman by right.
Come, you look paler and paler. Draw you homewards, young gentleman. Will you go with us?
That will I. For I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother, Rosalind.
I shall devise something, but pray you commend my counterfeiting to him.
We shall find time or occasion stand with order.
Faith, the priest was good enough for all the old gentlemen's sayings.
A most wicked, Sir Oliver, most vile Montex. But, Audrey, there's a youth in the forest here lays claim to you.
Oh, I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here comes the man in mean.
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown. We that have goodness have much to answer for. We shall be flurried and cannot hold.
Good evening, Audrey.
Daddy, good evening, William.
Good evening to you too, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. Have thy head, prithee, be covered. How old are you, friend?
5. And 20, sir.
A ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Wast born in the forest here?
Aye, sir. Thank God.
Thank God. Good answer. Art rich?
Faith, sir. So-so.
So-so is good. Very good. Very excellent good. And yet it is not. It is but so-so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir. I got pretty wit.
Thou sayest well. I do now remember saying, the fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Huh?
You do love this name?
I do, sir.
Give me a hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. No, sir. Therefore, you clown. Abandon! Which in the common is leave. The society, which in the vulgar is a company of this female. Which in the boorish is woman or clown. Thou perishest. Or to thy better understanding thou diest. Or to wit, I will kill thee. Make thee away, translate thy life into death. Thy liberty into bondage. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastardy, or in steel. I will damn thee with thee in faction. I will overrun thee in policy. I will kill thee in 150 ways. Therefore tremble and depart.
Stupid William!
God bless you, Mary, sir.
Come away, come away.
Trip, Audrey, trip, Audrey.
I attend.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her? That by seeing love her and loving, woo and wooing she should grant? And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my son wooing, nor her son consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her, she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It will be to your good, for my father's house and all the revenue that was old Sir Roland's will I estate upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. That your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Go you and prepare Aliena, for look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see that thy heart in a scar.
It's my arm!
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your bloody handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. For your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed. No sooner sighed, but they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason, but they sought the remedy. And in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They are in the very ground and will together. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will bid the Duke to the nuptials. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Why then, tomorrow, can I not serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries out, then tomorrow, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her?
Speaks thou in sober meanings?
By my life, I do. Oh, look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You do me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem ungentle and despiteful to you.
Oh,
You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be made of sighs and tears, and so I am for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
It is to be made of faith and service, and so I am for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all obedience, and so I am for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Why do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
For her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Pray you have no more of this. Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will marry you if ever I marry woman, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you. And you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. Farewell, I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is the joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we shall be married.
I do desire with all my heart, I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here comes two of the magistrate's pages. Well met, honest gentlemen.
By my troth, well met. Come, sit. In the soft. We are for you. Sit in the middle.
It was a lover and his lass with the hay and the hoe and the hay. Noddy-no and the hay, noddy-noddy-no. That o'er the green cornfield did pass it.
Springtime.
Springtime. It's springtime, the only pretty ring time when birds do sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding. Sweet lovers love the
Spring. Springtime.
Springtime, in springtime, the only pretty ring time when birds do sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding. Sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, young Joseph. There was no great matter in this ditty, yet the note was very untunable.
You are deceived, sir. We kept our time. We lost not our time.
By my troth, I count it but time lost to hear such a foolish song. God be with you, and may God mend your voices. Come, Audrey.
4, 3, 2, 1. Springtime! Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe and sometimes do not, as those that fear they hope and know they fear.
Patience once more while our compact is urged. You say that when I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her onto Orlando here.
That were I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
Then And you say you'll have her when I bring her?
That would I, rival kingdom's king.
You say you'll marry me if I be willing?
That will I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you'll give yourself to this most faithful shepherd?
So is the bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe if she will?
Though to have her and death were both one thing.
I have promised to make all this matter even.
I do remember in the shepherd voice the lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, the first time I saw him, he thought he was a brother to your daughter.
Oh, there's sure another flood toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here comes a pair of very strange beasts in which all tongues are called fools.
Salutation and greeting to you all.
Good my lord, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me into my purgation. I have trod a measure, I have flattered a lady. I have undone 3 tailors, had 4 quarrels, and like to have thought one.
Good my lord, like this fellow?
I like him well.
Guilty, sir. I desire you for life. Listen here, sir, amongst the rest of the country copulatives, to swear and forswear, as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin here, sir. But mine own. A poor humor of mine, sir, to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells like a miser, sir, in a poor house, like your pearl in your foul oyster.
By my faith, he is very swift and sententious.
There your body is seeming one. I did dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word that if I said it was not well cut, he was in the mind it was. This is called the...
Retort courteous.
If again, I sent him word it was not well cut, he would say that he cut it to please himself. This is called the...
Quit modest.
If again, it was not well cut, he would disable my judgment. This is called the...
Reply churlish.
If again it was not well cut, he would say I spake not true. This is called the...
Reproof valiant.
And if it was not cut, well, again, he would say, I lie. This is called the...
Countercheck Carlson.
And so on to the...
Lie circumstance.
And the...
Lie correct.
A fool!
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his way.
To you, I give myself, for I am yours. To you, I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, then you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, then you are my Rosalind.
If sight and sheep be true, why then, my love, adieu.
Oh, my dear niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter welcome in no less degree.
I will not eat my word, now that thou art mine. Thy faith, my fancy to thee doth combine.
Let us have audience for a word or two. We bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how men of great worth resorted to this fort, addressed a mighty power with one foot. In his own conduct, purposely to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood, he came there reading with an old religious man, after some questions were converted. Both from his enterprise and from the world, his crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that were with him exiled. This to be true, we do engage our lives.
Welcome, children. Thou offers fairly to his wedding. To one, his lands withheld, and to the other, the land itself at large, a potent dukedom. First, in this forest, let us do those ends that here were well begun and well begot, and after, every we of this happy number that have endured true days and nights with us shall share the good of our return to fortune according to the measures of their estates. Meantime, forget this new-fallen dignity and fall into rustic revelry. You, brides and bridegrooms all, with measures heaped in joy, to the measures fall.
Oh, Dionysus! Children, by your patience, have I heard you rightly? The king hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court?
Yeah.
Him will I. Out of these convertites there is much to be heard and learned. Will you to your former honor I bequeath your patience and your virtue, all deserves it. You to a love your true faith of merit. You to your land, love, and great allies. And you to a long and well-deserved bed. Oh. You, wrangling, for thy loving voyage is but 2 months' victual, so to your pleasures. I am for other than for dancing measures.
Stay, Jacques, stay.
To see no pastime I, but you would have I'll stay to see at your abandoned cave.
Proceed, proceed. We do begin these rites, as we do trust they'll end in true delights.
It is not the fashion to see the lady, the epilogue, but it is no more handsome than to see the lord, the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, then 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. But to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better with the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor can insinuate with you on behalf of a good play? I am not furnished like a beggar. Therefore, to beg would not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them. That between you and the women, the play may please. And as I am a woman, I could kiss as many of you as have beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure that as many as have sweet breaths, good beards, and sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when I make courtesy, bid me farewell.
excellent stage crew, Jackie, Allie, and Maggie. And of course, the stage managers, Sarah and Rachel.
And then, of course, the one person who does it all, and that's Dee.
Okay, I'm going to read this because I don't think that I could say it any better, Miss Allen. All right? Notice there's a full part of that. For you. The performances of As You Like It are dedicated to my dear friend Marguerite Zambito. Peter Zambito graduated from MHS in the company in 1995. Catherine Zambito graduated from MHS in the company in 1997. Marguerite has never left. Her term began in 1993, and her contract with us has been as endless as her boundless loyalty and Marguerite's colossal efforts on our behalf. She has traveled in cars filled to the brim with props and costumes. She has cleaned the basement of a well-known costume collection to lessen our bill. She has organized and reorganized our numerous collection of costume trunks. She has cleaned the dressing rooms before, during, and after every performance of every show since 1993. Marguerite is unswerving in her devotion to the student actors of the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company and to me personally. For these reasons and for thousands of others, we dedicate the performances of As You Like It to Marguerite. The other day, we went shopping for my beloved seniors. And I had a picture that is one of my favorite pictures in the whole world. It's a picture from Venice. And I said, oh, I can't give it away. And then I thought, you know what, if you really love somebody and you want to show them how much you love them, you give them that which you love. Here's my picture from Venice.
Thank you.